Tameside Radio Sports Talk with Betfred. Visit your local Betfred shop today for a variety of great offers and check out our app for great features like Pick Your Punt Builder. Whenever you bet, Betfred. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
Hello and welcome. This is Sports Talk with me, Lewis Connell. And as always, I'm joined by Peter Spencer from Betfred. How are you doing today, Peter?
Yeah, great. Thanks very much.
I will start with the Premier League. Manchester United scraping past Fulham 1-0 after that late Bruno Fernandes goal. What did you make of that game?
Well, it was a bit of a bland game, bit dull, frankly. I thought that it was significant that Fernandes should get the goal. He did look slightly above the others in midfield in terms of class, but it wasn't a great spectacle. But it's taken the heat off Ten Hag until the Copenhagen game.
Yeah.
So it was. I suppose he kept going to the end, as United do, and he got his boss out of jail.
I think it wasn't a great performance, but I know it's the bare minimum, but they seem to be fighting for the manager. It's not as if it looks like he's lost the dressing room sort of thing. They were sort of fighting for the manager.
Yeah, I think they were fighting for themselves as well. I mean, the criticism has been pretty unprecedented against the United squad. Lots of people coming out and saying they were letting themselves and the manager and the club down, and to a certain extent that was true. You do wonder what a professional footballer thinking when he goes on the pitch, because at the very least you'd expect him to be sweating buckets and coming off having left nothing behind, and United certainly weren't doing that of late. I think they should get back to basics, frankly, and start promoting some of the academy kids, because they're the ones who are going to be the future of the club at this rate.
Definitely. And over in the blue side of Manchester, it was a lot easier for them. It was a 6-1 win for them in the end. And new signing Jeremy Doku got 5 goal involvements. He got a goal and 4 assists, so he was well on it.
Yeah, he was. We said already that we thought that City would win that Hot Shots coupon, and 6 goals puts them in prime position with one game tonight, of course. But City now 1-2 with Betfred to win the Premier League outright. Arsenal, who slips up Newcastle in that highly controversial but fair result, 6-1, the Arsenal are. That's the same price as Liverpool, who are involved in a highly dramatic game at Luton. They're 6-1 as well. Spurs, they're 9-1, but as I say, play tonight. Newcastle 40-1. They've been cut into that. I thought that was a tremendous performance against Arsenal. Aston Villa 80-1. Manchester United 125-1 to win the title outright. It's absolutely incredible that at this stage of the season United should be 125-1 for the title.
It's unbelievable. And obviously for top 4 as well, they won't be looking very good, because there's a lot of teams that are in form.
Yeah, well, we still think it'll be City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Spurs would be the top 4. They're all odds on at Betfred. Newcastle next 6-4. Then we've got United 5-1 for a top 4 finish. And then in relegation slots, well, Sheffield United are still favourites 1-7 despite winning. Luton 1-5, Burnley 5-6, Bournemouth 11-8. I'm not sure whether Sheffield United did win. Did they draw?
They won in the end, but in controversial circumstances. Right. They've got a penalty in the
Everton 10-3, Forest 13-2, Fulham 7-1, and then Wolves 8-1 for relegation. Those are the Betfred prices, of course.
And you mentioned that Newcastle and Arsenal game there. That was one of the few games that sort of had a few dodgy decisions in it across the weekend, and then obviously Arsenal released a statement, didn't they, after it, calling out the referees, which I thought was a bit sort of amateurish.
I thought it was pathetic. I mean, Arteta wants to concentrate on getting his team scoring goals, and then he takes it all away from the controversy and his lack of firepower in his team by going on about the referee. Well, at the end of the day, it was one decision or one goal. Was the ball out? Well, that's the first case. Probably not, but you couldn't really tell. How about the player actually admitting it was out or in? I mean, this happens in all football. You know, it's called like playing like the proper game, being truthful. Of course, he wouldn't do that, would he? So he carries on, right? And he crosses it. Definitely not offside. And then, did he get pushed in the back? Well, if he did, it was the sort of thing you see every Sunday at Debdale Park and Hough End, every non-league game at Curzon Ashton or wherever, every EFL game, it was a goal. I mean, there's three sort of issues, if you want to call them issues, that had to go to VAR. And I think they came down on the right side. And it wasn't an error by the referee. It was a fair performance by him. But my God, you'd have to be Superman to referee that. You know, people smashing each other in the back of the head and ridiculous fouls. It was ridiculous. Those players want to concentrate on being professional footballers and putting something back in the game and not being coached to cheat, which effectively is what was going on there. It was unbelievable. It was like the Alamo out there. And I thought the referee did a sound job.
Well, I think it was the same for both sides, really, because obviously Guimaraes could have been sent off for that sort of elbow, but then Havertz could have easily been sent off for that challenge, and Arteta's not said anything about that, has he?
No, well, he wouldn't, would he? There's a surprise. It's all about Arsenal. And then the Arsenal people behind the scenes, the power behind the manager, they came out with that ridiculous statement. I just couldn't believe it. The arrogance of these people. I mean, Liverpool were at it not so long ago because the referee made a mistake. And the referee this time he doesn't make a mistake. He gets it fair enough. Why don't they just hold their hands up and say, well, these things happen. It's called football. These are human beings. I just could not believe that statement.
No.
It's pathetic.
I think they'll come to regret that.
It's not going to make any difference anyway.
No.
What are they going to do? Oh, well, let's play it again then. Let's play it again, see what happens then.
Yeah.
They bring in VAR and they thought it would end all the controversies. What it's done is make it worse. Now, everything is being totally scrutinised. To the nth degree, and it's creating such controversies every week, and this is all spreading down to grassroots football and right down the pyramid now, where everybody thinks, oh, let's have a pop at the referee, can't have got this right. Well, funnily enough, the referees more or less do get it right. They do get 98% of decisions spot on, but of course you don't read about that, do you? Or watch that analysed. How many times do you hear the commentator, what a fantastic advantage the referee played there, what brilliant work by the linesman. Well, they never do that, do they? Because they don't balance things.
No, they don't get enough credit, I don't think, referees, for what they have to deal with. And you mentioned that game earlier, the Tottenham-Chelsea game, that's tonight. What are the odds looking like for that one?
Well, we've got it's quite close actually. We've got Spurs 6-5, Chelsea 21-10. So we think Spurs will win that. Son is 4-1 to score the first goal. Maddison 5-1, and Richarlison 6-1 to score the first goal. Those are Betfred prices.
And in the Champions League on Tuesday, Man City are at home to Young Boys after beating them away from home. So that should be another routine one for them.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for Guardiola to blood some of the squad players in European action. So let's hope he does so, because they've already qualified. And in fact, Betfred have City 2-1 to win the Champions League outright. Bayern Munich 4-1. Real Madrid third favourites 13-2, and we have Arsenal at 8-1. That's as they can get over the ordeal of actually losing a football match. They're 8-1 with Betfred to win the Champions League outright. Barcelona 11-1. Newcastle 25-1. And mighty Manchester United, 40-1 to win the Champions League outright.
And United, of course, are in action away at Copenhagen after defeating them at home. that should be a tough game, but it really is a must-win for Erik ten Hag.
Yeah, well, United are odds on 4-5, so we think they're going to win that. Copenhagen 11-4, but those odds for City against Young Boys tomorrow night 1-20 to win that game.
And there's a new bet, isn't there, for the Champions League this year, the Golden Boot, and no doubt Erling Haaland is the favourite for that one.
Yeah, he's evens, and Harry Kane, the player who got away from United, he's 3-1 to win the Champions League Golden Boot. Betfred have Mbappe next at 5-1. One interesting fact that I dug out over the weekend, bit of research by myself. Harry Kane, 17 goals this season, and that's 5 more than Manchester United have scored as a collective.
Yeah, three hat-tricks already for him. He's really showing no signs of struggling to settle in Germany. But moving on to the cricket now, the World Cup. Of course, England are out of the competition, and India are looking like the favourites. Yeah,
I mean, England predictably were beaten by Australia on Saturday, and it was another very, very poor performance. It's basically a team of sort of old stagers now. They look well past it. They're going through the motions. Typical cricket in that it's the old boys network. I reckon that sort of 8 or 9 of them went to private schools. There's no edge in the team. I think they should just clear them out and just bring in some new blood and have a bit of a change of heart, because that team is going nowhere. They just don't look like they're interested. They won't look like they want to get home. And the bottom of the table, and it's just poor show. Compare that with India, who just keep hammering everybody in front of them. They're 10-11 now with Betfred to win the Cricket World Cup. Australia, they never give up. They're 10-3. South Africa next up, 15-4. New Zealand 17-2. It looks like it's going to be those 4 who will make the semi-finals. Pakistan, they're 16-1. I noticed they got fined 10% of the wages for slow over rate. Afghanistan 80-1, and then of the others we've got Sri Lanka and Netherlands both 1,000-1. But we don't even quote on England because they're out of it. So that means we think that Sri Lanka, Netherlands, and Afghanistan are better teams than England at the moment.
And just to finish, we've got a winner. It's a Spurs fan. They've put an ACCA on teams from all around the world, and they've won just under £18,000.
Yeah, this is Robert Sweeney, security consultant, father of 2, Tottenham fan, as you say, from London. He never bets on Tottenham because he doesn't know what's going to happen. So he bets on everybody else, basically. He took 15 minutes to prepare his coupon. He went for teams in Germany, England, France, Italy and Spain, and he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. His 8-fold accumulator, £12.56 he spent, and he won £17,907. So a great return for him, a biggest win ever, and he's been putting on an accumulator at least once a week for many years. I asked him what he's going to do with his money. He said he's going to pay off some parking tickets, which is quite humorous, I suppose. But he's also got the Christmas presents early for his children. Got them sent off to Father Christmas in Finland, or wherever you think he lives.
Great stuff. Well, congratulations to him, and all the very best. And if you do fancy a bet, you can bet online on the app or in Betfred stores. And we'll see you at the same time next week.
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
Tameside Radio Sports Talk with Betfred. Visit your local Betfred shop today for a variety of great offers, and check out our app for great features like Pick Your Punts Builder. Whenever you bet, Betfred. 18+, begambleaware.org.